Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Qualified Immunity, the podcast where two people with years of experience inside the system attempt to take on the system and create a better future for not only us, but for our children. My name is Greg Engel. I spent almost 10 years as a law enforcement officer in the United States. I recently left that profession due to a conflict of moral dissidence. My co-host, his name is Lucas Cohen. He's a third-year law student at a very prestigious university and soon will achieve his lifelong goal of punishing and oppressing as an assistant district attorney. Lucas, say hello to the people.
Hi, everyone. Don't believe anything Greg says. He's a liar.
For the first minute, he's right.
I have no intention of being an ADA, in case you haven't been listening. In case you're just joining us.
Today on this episode, we're going to discuss something. And when we start this, you're going to look up and say, how in the fuck does that have anything to do with qualified immunity?
Most listeners are going to think that. If there are any law students or lawyers out there, they'll understand immediately what's going on. Lawyers get how lawyers do things.
Okay. There was an election, and this is being recorded on the 14th of July. There was an election that just came across the wire, just finished, or got called an hour ago. This guy named Jeff Sessions lost a primary.
Which is a big...
It's a big deal. I'm telling you, it's a big deal. Jeff Sessions lost a primary. It's a big deal. That being said, Lucas, would you tell the people why Jeff Sessions losing in this Republican primary is a big deal?
Okay, so if you've not been following politics, Jeff Sessions is former Attorney General to... Was he the first one for Donald Trump?
He was the first one. Because he became Attorney General on February 9th, 2007. No, he wasn't the first one then.
2017?
17.
What was the month?
February.
He might have been.
Yes, you're right. Yeah. Sorry.
Because inauguration was
January
2017.
Yeah.
Also, former senator.
From the great state of Alabama. Roll Tide.
Okay.
I almost went to Alabama.
Losing respect for you by the minute. Okay, so Jeff Sessions has been... He is your stereotypical old white guy, tough, bite out of crime, whatever.
Oh yeah, he's full of crap.
He's
full of it.
If I had to pick anybody to be the poster child for qualified immunity, it's probably him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he is so pro-police, so authoritarian, so anti-drug, anti-immigration, anti-minority.
We're just gonna force our morals on everybody.
He's just a stereotypical old white lawyer politician.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
I really don't know what else to say about him other than the fact that the more and more I learn about him, the more and more I hate him. We talked about that before we went on.
Yeah, we did.
I had a general...
Here's the trick. Lucas hated Jeff Sessions this much before today.
A little bit more than that. I mean...
This much before today. He now despises him. Wholeheartedly despises him.
I knew I didn't like him because of his position on marijuana while he was Attorney General. I mean, his stance on drugs was just ridiculous.
Okay, and this is going to be one of those tell all I didn't prepare you for this question moment. You ever smoked weed?
No.
You ever gotten high?
Not off of weed.
Not off of weed. Cough syrup doesn't count.
Conveniently, that is something that I have gotten high on.
I've robo-tusked myself more than once on accident.
Don't drink half a bottle of cough syrup and nothing else all day.
Yeah, that's a bad idea. So I've never smoked weed. I've never got high either. That being said, I think I'm safe in saying this. We both believe that marijuana should be legal.
For a number of reasons.
I'm also on the side of cocaine should be legal, but you're legislating morality at that point. Anyway, continue about Mr. Sessions.
So he lost his primary today, which is fantastic. Also very bizarre. That doesn't happen
He
very
shouldn't
often.
have lost it.
Yeah.
Like, that's the trick, though, is Jeff Sessions should never have lost that primary.
There was
money, name recognition,
yeah.
Attorney General to Trump, etc. Like, he should have never lost that primary.
He's old, he's white, and he's in Alabama. How much more do you need?
Like, he's probably still holding his Klan card member.
Oh.
Sorry.
I mean, I wasn't going to say that, but
I'll say it.
Probably wouldn't surprise me.
With this anti-drug as he is, and his
anti-immigration.
Like, the man's a blatant racist.
I did not know how far
that
went.
Yes, the man is a blatant racist.
Like,
no doubt in my mind. No doubt in my mind. That man is such a blatant racist. It's mind-boggling to me.
Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of Republicans and a lot of conservatives who are anti-illegal immigration.
No, Jeff Sessions is anti-immigration.
He's anti-legal immigration, which is...
The funny part is, and I'm going to piss a bunch of Republicans off when I say this, who was the other Republican hero that was total anti-immigration? Reagan.
Yeah.
Not illegal immigration. Reagan was total anti-immigration.
You want to piss Democrats off too?
Oh, sure. I'll piss everybody off.
For a long time, Democrats were anti.
Oh, yes, they were.
Illegal and legal immigration, because
one of the biggest reasons JFK was not accepted in the Democratic Party had to do with immigration.
Yeah, I mean, because we talk about politics so much on here, you know why Democrats are so, or were at least so anti-immigration. Who's their biggest supporter?
Old white people.
The unions.
Oh, that's true too. And and immigration will bust unions.
And to be fair,
immigrations will wholeheartedly bust unions. Like, if you're pro-union and pro-immigration, you need to go take a history lesson. Like, I'm not trying to be an ass, but
and to be fair, when you limit the workforce, which is what immigration is a part of, I mean, that factors in. When you limit the workforce, it's better for
that is the number one reason there's a discussion about immigration.
Yes.
That's number one reason there's any discussion about immigration is due to workforce.
It's one of two reasons. A lot of Republicans are pro-legal immigration.
Racism or workforce?
Kind of.
Because there's a part, like, I'm about to turn a rabbit hole, and you're going to, like, vomit when I say this. There's two reasons there's an argument about immigration: white privilege and white privilege and workforce.
I think it's actually wages versus workforce, because a lot of Republicans who are pro-immigration are funded by the Chamber of Commerce,
which is wants the lowest wages possible.
Yes. Basically, the Chamber of Commerce is trying to get almost slavery. I mean, they want...
They really do.
They want the cheapest wages possible for their companies.
Because what... And you can vouch for this. I've said this for years. Capitalism without morality leads to despotism.
Yeah.
Problem becomes you cannot legislate morality. My entire political philosophy is a catch-22.
I mean, you and I disagree slightly on that last one. I mean,
I don't think you can legislate morality.
I mean, murder's a moral issue.
It's an issue that could also very, very easily take care of itself.
True.
I mean, the Hatfields and McCoys happened.
Yeah.
That's a part of American history.
Yeah.
It's
that's one of the reasons I'm so pro-gun. Murder laws don't actually stop murder; they just put murderers in prison.
Which in turn does what?
Increases your prison population.
It helps create what? A prison culture.
Yeah.
It helps create a prison culture.
I'm not saying that's good. I'm saying laws about murder don't actually stop murder.
They don't. In
prison. What actually stops murder usually is
self-defense.
Armed victims.
100%.
And that's why I'm so pro-gun. And it's not that the pro-gun issue is
and people are going to look at me and they're going to be like, "Oh my god!" I said this in a group that we're both in the other day. Stop saying you're pro Second Amendment. You can be pro current gun laws.
Right.
You can be pro gun, but stop telling me you're pro Second Amendment.
Okay. Yeah. Because I mean, you and I
Because
have
if
had
you
this conversation.
invoke the NFA in any remote stretch of the imagination, you are not pro Second Amendment.
Yeah.
Period. Dot. Period. Dot. Period.
And you and I have had discussions about this before. And this is where I get super libertarian on things. I'm not just pro-gun. I'm pro-Second Amendment because
there's a difference, and the problem becomes. And I got asked this question: why does somebody need that? I'm like, look, in the South, we have pigs.
Yeah.
Like, you need more than an M4 down here.
The meme that went around, was it last year about 30 to 50 hogs? What if 30 to 50 hogs come in my yard and all the city slickers made fun of that guy? Was it Arkansas or Alabama?
It was in Arkansas because it was close to us.
People made so much fun of that guy.
I'm like, he's right. That's a real fucking issue that we have to deal with.
That's a problem here in Oklahoma. I mean,
the farm's got pigs. Did I tell you that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we've got pigs.
In that case, I'm very sorry.
Yeah.
Also, you should start making money off that deal. I mean, there are a lot of people. Not a lot of people. There are some people that will pay a lot of money to go.
It's up to you. How about it?
Okay.
We have copperheads and pigs now.
The copperheads. That's a life-threatening issue. Although I guess the hogs are too.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I mean, I've got relatives in far western Oklahoma that have hogs. There are hundreds of them.
They're migrating, and it's an issue.
Well, it's not a migration. It's just breeding.
Oh, I know. But
they have dozens of...
There's not enough C4 or miniguns in the world
to
take care of this problem right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, people ask, like, why are you so... Well, do you need a rocket launcher? Under certain instances?
Maybe.
Under certain circumstances? Yes.
Yeah.
Like, there are certain circumstances, especially in Texas right now.
Yeah.
They're attaching tannerite and basically civilian Comp B.
Yeah.
And shooting these pigs from helicopters, and they're not making a dent.
Yeah. I know guys that hunt with tannerite. I mean, they lay tannerite out along with bait, and they blow those things up.
Well, this is the other side of the statement, and I've been kind of screwing myself by saying this. But if you have the knowledge to turn an AR-15 into an M4, that should not be 10 years or $250,000.
Yeah.
Because all it comes down to, and there was a case in Oklahoma that was just about this, and he ended up pleading guilty. And I'm not saying the guy was right or the guy was wrong, but what they got him on was an NFA violation. Yeah. It's about a tax stamp. Yeah. Prior to this man was entirely clear his entire life. It's about a tax stamp.
Yeah. Well, there's been stuff in Kansas that's basically the same thing.
It's the same thing because
silencers and suppressors.
Everybody said, well, if it's made within the state, it doesn't need a tax stamp it as long as it doesn't leave the state. And the Supreme Court said he was wrong.
Well, constitutionally, textually, that's kind of right.
Yeah.
But the Supreme Court isn't concerned with the text of the Constitution.
This is my whole argument going back to Jeff Sessions. The drug war is a 10th Amendment issue. Yeah. And I could almost pull it to be a 9th Amendment issue.
Yeah, that's the one that nobody uses.
That's the one nobody uses.
That they really should.
Like, if anybody looks up and be like, oh, 10th Amendment, I'm like, you skipped one.
Yeah. Most people don't even know what the 9th Amendment is. You have rights not mentioned in the Constitution.
I was like, I'm not sure I could repeat it verbatim, but you have rights that are not in the Constitution.
Yeah.
Period.
And nobody ever cites that because it won't win. I mean, it won't. But it should.
That's the problem, and this is why I know one day I'm going to hate everybody for this. I'm going to end up in law school. Because everybody's like, I'm a constitutional lawyer. I'm a Second Amendment lawyer. I'm a First Amendment lawyer. I'm a 10th Amendment lawyer. I'm going to use the 9th Amendment and wholeheartedly fuck people with it. All the way to the Supreme Court. Because there's no precedent on the 9th Amendment.
Yeah, good luck.
There's nothing there.
Man, judges are going to hate you.
I'm going to be judges already hate me.
You know what other amendment doesn't have any lawyers for it?
What?
The 3rd.
I actually thought about that about 6 weeks ago.
There was a case on that came up, I think it was last year. It was like the first one in 50 years that has come up.
When the National Guard and the recent lockdowns.
Yeah. Oh, no, that was this year. That was this year. Oh, you're right.
The 3rd Amendment.
It's the first time that I've I mean, the first time in my lifetime that's been signed. Probably the first time in 50 or 60 years at least.
I would go farther than that.
Probably over 100.
I was going to say the first time since 1861.
Yeah, probably the Civil War.
Yeah. But that goes back to the problem of legislating morality. And this is not your grandpa's Congress anymore. The literal guy who probably could have made up the phrase devil's lettuce just lost an election he should have won in a heartbeat. Am I wrong?
No, he's just so old and so white, and
okay, did you ever watch House of Cards?
A few episodes.
This is literally at the time, if somebody told me name a real life person that's like Frank Underwood, I would have said Jeff Sessions. He's from the South.
Okay.
He plays the game. He doesn't play clean.
Yeah.
You don't go from Congress to the Attorney General's office.
Yeah, that's fair.
Without having dirt on somebody. Now,
do you think he had dirt on Donald Trump?
100%.
Oh.
100%.
Do you think all these people have dirt on Donald Trump?
I think you don't get to president of the United States without having dirt and having people have dirt on you.
That's fair.
There's people that have dirt on me. I couldn't win a state senate race. Just saying.
Should I plug a book right now?
Sure, plug a book. I don't care.
American Aurora. I'm not going to tell anybody what it's about. They're just going to have to go look at it.
Will you tell me what it's about later?
Later.
Oh, okay.
You'll hate me for plugging it on the show.
I probably will. I'm going to be like, God damn it, Lucas, you're fired.
Probably.
That's all right. I was going through a thrift store the other day.
Yeah.
And I found a book. Something to the effect of Show Me the Birth Certificate.
Oh, yeah.
Brand new. Never been read.
Really?
No. And somebody donated it. I'm like, it's $1. I'm buying this book because I want to hear this argument.
I have lots of books written by Barack Obama that I have bought at the dollar store.
I actually
may or may not have pieces of metal inside of them.
But there's. You ever read any of his books?
No, I cut holes in them.
Barack Obama, as much as I disagree with his policy, was one of the most charismatic and convincing people of our generation. I hate saying this because you know how I feel about JFK.
Yeah.
Nobody knows this. What's my daughter's name? Kennedy. Who was my daughter named after? JFK and RFK.
Not one of the juniors?
No. Well, if Hillary hadn't killed one of the juniors.
Yeah.
JFK Jr. would have transformed Congress in a way we've never seen.
Hypothetically, we don't have any evidence that Hillary actually killed anybody because, I don't want to die.
I'll testify against you.
Oh, gosh.
Come at me, bitch. I'm a dead man walking anyway.
I feel like I should just push you out the window now.
Come at me. I'm taking on the thin blue line. I'm a dead man walking anyway. But you get to this moment of you want to look at me like, okay, we're not making change. We're not making change. We're not going forward. We're not doing anything. And I say this again, especially when it comes to Duncan Lim, show me the fucking video.
Yeah.
Show me the footage. Because until you show me the footage, everything you said is bullshit. I can't say that with Breonna Taylor, and I'm...
Well, here's my thing.
Oh, Breonna Taylor.
If you're going to wear body cams, why the hell would you not release the footage? That's the whole point of wearing the body cam.
Because they're going to make enough red tape in it to where you've got to have a goddamn act of Congress to release it.
Well, if Jeff Sessions not there, maybe we will.
I
mean, this is significant change that I think most people are not going to notice.
They're not ever going to notice. And who was the number one person to take on Rand Paul and tell him he was an idiot?
Yeah.
Jeff Sessions.
And Rand Paul is my guy for right now.
Rand Paul is still in the United States Senate, and Jeff Sessions is retired.
That's pretty significant change.
We 100% will change the world slowly. I get it. The problem is patience. Patience is a virtue. Now, if I could just figure out what a freaking virtue was. I get it. But Jefferson Bouchard Sessions III is no longer an American politician.
Beauregard.
No, I didn't look that hard.
Where are you from? It's obviously Beauregard.
I'm,
Also, the fact that it's Beauregard Sessions the third.
I also spent enough time in California growing up.
Sorry, triggered. Reflex action. I'm sorry.
I realized the other day, somebody pointed this out to me. I have a haircut from, like, my current look is from Sons of Anarchy, which is based off of the California motorcycle game.
Yeah. People in Oklahoma don't have that haircut, Greg.
No, they don't. Like, people, they might have the haircut, but they don't have the beard and the haircut at the same. Like, people just look at me when I walk into a room. They're like,
"You've always been weird."
I used to be clean cut and nice though, and everybody was all like, "Is he a cop? Or is he a lawyer? He has a tie on."
Yeah, a lot of lawyers under 30 that I know.
And now people just move. Like, you should have seen the guy at Walmart the other day telling me I had to wear a mask to walk in.
Sorry, that's just funny. Because you're not. Did you actually do it? You did it, didn't you?
I sent you a picture of it.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Did you argue with him about it?
No.
Did you pull it off when you got inside?
I didn't actually put it on.
Oh, okay.
I stuck it down here.
I'm wearing a mask.
I'm wearing a mask. But then,
Thank you so much.
I felt sorry for that kid when I walked in, though, because that kid was terrified to tell me to put on a mask. Like, he's sitting there, "Sir, you have to wear a mask." And I'm like, I tied it real quick, and he just, and then went back to, like, picking on Karen behind me and handing out masks at the door. I was just like,
It's because it's obvious what you've done for a living.
How?
Because of the haircut. Those are the only people in Oklahoma, other than very young lawyers, who have that haircut.
See, I've been told this is like, never mind. This is a whole discussion.
I've been with you before when people asked you about that, and I asked them, "Why did you ask that?" And they said, "Your haircut."
Seriously?
Do you not remember that?
Were we in a bar?
No, we were in an elevator in a hotel, a very nice hotel.
Oh, yeah, I do remember,
You remember
that. Yeah, I do remember that.
But that's not the only time that's happened. It's just
No, that makes it sound really awful. We were in an elevator in a really nice hotel together.
there was a convention there. It was a convention.
Could you say any gayer after people are already going to question? Go on your rant about Jeff Sessions.
It doesn't help that it was a political convention. That just makes it sound even gayer.
And we were delegates. I love this haircut, though. Like, I'm legitimately going to grow the top out more and keep the sides skinned.
Okay.
Brad Pitt Fury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not my thing.
It's not your thing, but I'm the rebel.
More of a Steve McQueen haircut kind of guy.
Yeah.
This is longer than I want it to be.
I know.
You hate it so much.
Your fro just gets me because I'm like expecting these long wavy locks, and you're just like, "Hi, 1987."
Part of me wants to grow it out, and the other part of me is like, "Oh, that's weird. I don't like that."
I've seen you with longer hair though, and it's just like,
Yeah, I don't like it. The only reason I ever get longer hair is because I can't like find the time to go get a haircut. Like, I legitimately can't find the time that a barbershop is open.
you want me to get you a spot? I got a guy.
We'll talk.
You're gonna have to drive an hour, but I got a guy. Sorry.
That's a whole nother hour out of 2 hours out of my day.
You can come by and see me. I'll sell
True.
you. I'll sell you a car.
Okay. Well, anyway, we're so far off topic. Jeff Sessions.
In 1996, Sessions was elected to the United States Senate. He was later reelected in 2002, 2008, and 2014. During his Senate tenure, Sessions was considered one of the most conservative members. Sessions was considered one of the most conservative members of the United States Senate. That is the most horseshit thing I've ever heard in my life.
Mitch McConnell's conservative.
Mitch McConnell's conservative. His Senate voting record includes votes against comprehensive immigration reform, the 2008 bank bailout. He actually voted against the bank bailout. I have that much respect for him. I will give him credit. That much respect. Not a lot, but that much respect.
For once in his life, he was an old white corporatist hack.
The American Recovery Act and Reinvestment Act of 2009, the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act of 2009, and the Criminal Justice Reform Act of 2015. If you vote against criminal justice reform, you're not a conservative. Because if you vote against criminal justice reform,
depending on what's in
tax dollars.
Depending on what's in
tax dollars. It stops at tax dollars.
You and I both know that things are not always what they're titled. But Jeff Sessions is still a piece of trash.
Yeah, he's still a piece of Sessions was an early supporter of Donald Trump's 2016 presidential campaign. That's how I know he had dirt on him, because nobody thought he could win. It was nominated by Trump for the post of the United States. What?
Ann Coulter called it.
Ann Coulter's crazy.
She is.
Ann Coulter is batshit crazy.
She's interesting, but she's just a little bit crazy.
She's batshit crazy.
I mean, she's not like Alex Jones crazy.
Bullshit. She's close.
You think so?
Yes. Like, read her books. It's like a meth head rambling an affidavit.
Okay. Well, now I actually am interested in reading her books.
Like, it's like, what are you, like, I've read Palin's books, I've read her books, and I'm like, Palin at least makes sense.
Oh, I can't.
Ish. I'm going to say ish.
Can't make myself listen to Palin.
Ann Coulter, it's just like, and word vomits on a page. Oh. Sessions was an early supporter of Donald Trump's 2016 presidential campaign and was nominated by Trump for the post of United States Attorney General. He was confirmed on February 8th, 2017, and sworn in on February 9th, 2017. In his confirmation hearing, Sessions stated under oath that he did not have contact with Russian officials during the 2016 presidential campaign.
I had forgotten about that.
He was unaware of any contact between Trump campaign members and Russian officials. However, March 2017, news reports revealed that Sessions had twice met with Russian ambassador. I'm not going to say his name because I'll butcher it. Sessions later recused himself of any investigation into Russian interference in 2016 United States elections.
Russian interference.
Okay, I'm going to say two things that's going to piss some people off. Whatever, I don't care. I'm used to it at this point. Russia intervenes in every single election in the United States in the modern era, one. And two...
Are you going to say it?
Say it.
We intervene in every...
We intervene in every election in the entire world every single time.
I'm pretty darn sure we've intervened in Russian elections before. I mean...
I actually have a... Yeah, we did. We kept Putin in power one year.
I was going to say, I said that, I was guessing, and then I thought, Putin, yeah, probably.
We kept Putin in power one year.
Probably. That doesn't surprise me. Gaddafi was one of our guys for a long time.
Oh, 100%.
Like, practically every tyrant in the Eastern Hemisphere was one of our guys.
Yeah, you're right.
We love the hell out of
because we love to meddle. Like, the United States government and the United States intelligence agencies love to meddle so much. Like, it's literally like high school girls.
Yeah.
It's legitimately like high school girls. Well, that's my boyfriend. Like, there's two girls. It's the United States and Russia, and everybody else is just pawns.
Two big drama queens.
They're two big drama queens.
They can't mind their own business. Man.
Oh.
I'm so glad you drew that analogy because I've never thought about it that way.
It's literally high school girls.
That's what it is.
It's a high school girl fighting over who gets to take who to prom. And at this point, there's this much difference between the United States government and the Kremlin. Sorry, not sorry.
I'm not sure if that much. When you look at the propaganda that's going on in the U.S. right now,
oh, 100%.
It is so 1980s.
It's so 1984.
It's 1980s Russia. That's what it is. That's just what it is.
We stole all the scientists, so we won. but in all reality, we're 20 years behind them. I tell me I'm wrong.
In every instance except technology, we're about 20 years behind them. Maybe 30 years.
Yeah. Sessions was, as U.S. Attorney General, Sessions rescinded a memo issued by one of his predecessors, Eric Holder, and I've never thought I would ever say this, and I keep saying it, God bless, I wish Eric Holder was Attorney General, had sought to curb mass incarceration by avoiding mandatory sentences for drug crimes. He ordered federal prosecutors to begin seeking the maximum criminal charges possible. As a staunch... Okay, we're going to stop right here. We're going to have a wholehearted stop. Jeff Sessions... This is how this relates to Breonna Taylor. The Attorney General of the United States, directly preceding when Breonna Taylor was killed, was a staunch supporter of the shit that got Breonna Taylor killed. Any other questions?
He's the poster child for
qualified immunity.
For qualified immunity and the war on drugs.
He's the poster child for, we're going to tell you how you can live, and we're going to tell you what you can do. We're going to tell you and what you can do in the bedroom. Period. Period. Period.
Did you see the? It was an news article that was satire after Jeff Sessions was fired.
Please tell me it's Babylon Bee.
I think it was. I think it was. It was either that or The Onion. After Jeff Sessions was basically fired by Donald Trump. Tried to commit suicide by overdosing on marijuana.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I did see that.
Which was just a beautiful headline to read.
A staunch opponent of illegal immigration, Sessions adopted a hard line on sanctuary cities and told reporters that cities failing to comply with federal immigration policy would lose federal funding. Trump issued an executive order revoking the city's funding, but that order was overturned by federal court. No shit.
The more we read, the more I just dislike this guy.
Sessions also supported Department of Justice prosecutions of medical marijuana providers. Fuck you, Jeff Sessions. And I don't even smoke weed. On November 7th, 2018, Sessions tendered his resignation at Trump's request following months of public and private conflict over his recusal from investigations relating to Russian election interference. Russians interfere in everything. We interfere in everything.
It just keeps coming up. It just doesn't go away.
Sessions was the candidate in the 2020 Senate election in Alabama, but lost in the Republican primary.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Who do you lose to?
Starts with a T.
Tupper.
Yes.
I really want to know what this guy's like.
It was Tommy.
I want to say it was Tommy Tupperville.
Yes. I think that's
Was
right.
that not the former coach of... He was a football coach. That's why I know that name.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was a fucking football coach.
Thomas Hawley
Tupperville.
Tupperville?
It's Tupperville. Tommy Tupperville.
Is a former American football coach, former player, and the 2020 Republican U.S. Senate candidate from Alabama.
Who'd he coach?
Mississippi.
He coached Ole Miss.
Oh, and Auburn.
That's why I know the name.
And Texas Tech. And Cincinnati.
That's what,
University of Cincinnati.
He coached Auburn, the Iron Bowl.
Yeah.
Tommy Tupperville versus Alabama.
99 through 2008. He was at Auburn.
Mm-hmm. That's why I know that name.
American politics is so interesting.
How the hell does a football coach become a fucking senator? Because you know he's not going to lose.
Chris Rock was running for... What was he running for?
I didn't know Chris Rock ever ran.
I don't know if it was ever actually official. He announced that he was running, and then I don't know what happened.
I mean, Kanye's running for president, so...
Kim Kardashian's going to be first lady.
I support this notion.
Oh, my.
What? Their kid's name is like East and West. Could you imagine?
The memes are going to be so great.
They're going to be epic.
Oh
West is on Air Force One.
Okay, so now I don't know if
West is in the West Wing. The Secret Service would have a nightmare if Kanye won.
See, now I don't know who I'm hoping for president. It's not Donald Trump because we've already exhausted the memes there. So
it's not Biden.
The Biden memes would actually be good.
No, they would not. We've exhausted all of them.
Every time he gets on TV, it's a new one.
Okay. Okay, I can see that argument.
And then
I don't trust that senile old fuck with a nuclear weapon, though.
Also true.
Just saying.
Joe Jorgensen.
JoJo.
Has fantastic memes.
JoJo. I love JoJo.
Dream Team meme team behind her.
Dream Team meme team.
Like, her memes are fantastic. Like, libertarian memes are always fantastic. Hers are just golden. Like, they're awesome. I'm trying to think. Kanye West.
Dude, Kanye for president. Like, I really want to pop up and, like, play a Kanye song right now. Kanye for president? Are you kidding me? The dude pulled an Elvis and went from, like, sorry, I don't know better what he says. Fuck bitches get money to Amazing Grace.
Yeah, that is fair. That's true. Yeah.
He pulled a reverse Elvis.
Reverse Elvis?
Oh my god, don't ever read the comments of our YouTube people.
Is it the groupies?
Yeah, it's the groupies. Apparently your bottom lip is something else.
Bottom lip?
Yeah.
In a good way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm sorry I broke your train of thought.
Our groupies are crazy.
But our groupies are awesome.
They are kind of awesome. They're just a little bit
Our groupies are the entire reason I'm eating right now. So, in all fairness, I'm going to let the groupies be the groupies.
I don't know why they love us so much.
I don't either. We're assholes.
Yeah.
And you're a moral asshole, so that makes it totally different.
I don't know how to take that.
I mean, my line of moral. What did I text you today?
I don't know. You text me a lot of things today.
That's the question of morality, and you're like,
oh, yeah.
Your definition and my definition of morality are a little bit.
You asked, and I told you. And it was rude, wasn't it?
It wasn't rude if it's true. I just now I gotta get the exact quote.
Oh my gosh!
I really do because I texted him something today.
It wasn't even my quote. It was a quote of somebody else.
Seriously?
Yes. Actually,
did you plagiarize your way through college too? Don't answer that on camera.
Plagiarizing in law school is a big thing.
Is it really?
I mean, they say it is. I've never been. I do know of one person that may have been subject to discipline.
Wow.
I don't know for sure because I haven't talked to him in a while.
Is there a reason? I texted him today and I was like, "Do you want to do something morally questionable?"
You asked.
And he replies with,
"No, that is not what you asked."
Yes, it is. I'm reading it. You want to do something morally questionable?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Question mark. He replies with, "Depends. You and I have very different definitions of what is morally questionable."
Which is true. you have called things morally questionable before, and then you told me what they were, and I was like, "Oh, that's not morally questionable." Like, go ahead.
I've also called things morally questionable before and put you into an absolute state of shock.
True. I don't understand.
That had to do with drywall screws, though.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that might be what I'm talking
about. It was drywall screws and diesel.
Oh, no. Yeah. Well, I wasn't in complete shock. I mean, the fact that you would suggest that, it surprise me.
Really?
No.
Okay.
Although you've suggested other things that you call them morally questionable, and I was like, Greg, that's not morally questionable.
I try to be a good person. It's
borderline illegal, and you shouldn't do it, but I don't think it's morally questionable. I think it's perfectly fine morally.
This is why I love you so much.
I can't advise you to do something illegal, though, so don't do that. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
We'll talk about that later.
Like, at this point, there's 3.3 to 3.9 million federal laws, so I probably can't, like, walk out with my pants on and be legal.
Well, you can't walk out with them off and be legal.
It depends on how far away from a park I am.
No, it's still illegal. It's just depending on how illegal. Do you want a specific title for the rest of your life? Is the question there?
All my driver's license. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's not your grandpa's Congress, Luke. It's not your grandpa's Congress.
Beat by somebody who apparently has no political experience.
Like, okay.
Like this is...
If I would have walked up to you 6 months ago and be like, hey, Lucas, guess what? Jeff Sessions is going to lose a primary to a football coach. What would you have said?
High school, college, or professional? Because that makes a big difference. I mean, this is plausible. It's just incredibly odd.
It's plausible. It's incredibly improbable.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about a whole nother level.
I'm just so glad Jeff Sessions lost.
Me too, but like, if Tommy Tuberville gets on the floor of the United States Senate and says, you know, dime right, set, I formation, 34 draw, we're going to have some issues of going, great, Jeff Sessions is out, but we have a mentally defunct idiot. I guess I don't care.
Well,
I don't live in Alabama.
I mean, my policy is I don't... Half the people in Congress are mentally deficient anyway. I mean, I don't care about Congress or the Senate. I think national politics is completely screwed either way. I think we're better off without them. But we've talked about this before.
Oh, please do elaborate, my friend.
I think we're better off without them.
But you're an anarchist.
Not an anarchist, just a localist. Anti-federalist. Pick one of those.
You're Jefferson and I'm Thomas Paine.
I do like Jefferson. Jefferson was crazy, and I do like that kind of crazy. And I probably am that kind of crazy. I am, yeah.
Yeah, you are. Crazy. You're 100% that kind of crazy.
In probably almost every way.
And the third person in that group with you and me, they're Adams. 100%.
I was going to say Hamilton, but that's more of an insult than Adams.
Okay, yeah, I can see it.
I guess Hamilton was at least honest about things.
I just like the musical, so I'm like, don't ruin Hamilton for me.
Constantly diminishing respect for you. Number one, Hamilton. Number two, musical.
That's a really good musical. I have a thing for music. I am the gayest straight best friend you will ever have. Somebody said that to me one day. They go, it was a girl, because I will sit down and eat ice cream and talk relationship with female friends of mine all day long, because I find it highly intriguing and I care about them. But somebody sat down and looked at me one day and they go, you're absolutely the gayest, straightest best friend I've ever had. And I'm like, thank you. And that's when she ended up looking at me and she goes, did you match your socks to your underwear?
Did you?
Yeah, I did. And I was wearing like something like Tom's or Sperry's, and I was in fluorescent pants a whole lot like I am right now. She says, you were the gayest straight best friend I've ever had.
It's okay, Greg.
Oh, shut up.
It's socially acceptable now.
Yeah, I'm not gay.
Don't tell my 80-year-old friend who's still upset about seeing biracial couples on TV.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, I can never do that.
Don't tell Jeff Sessions.
Oh. Oh, man. That's awful. It's awful, but it's funny.
Because?
It's true.
Yeah.
It's awful, but it's funny. You know why? Because it's true.
But at this point, we don't have to worry about him anymore.
No, I don't believe that.
It's like a bad rash. It just keeps
coming back. It's like herpes. Like, bad politicians are like herpes. The second you get stressed about how the world is actually going, you're going to have a breakout.
On the plus side, Rand Paul hasn't gone anywhere either. No.
It's really questioned. There's so many questions I have about Rand Paul and how he survives in Congress.
I think he walks a very thin line.
But the amount of stress that, like, I walked that line.
You're talking, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I walked that line. The amount of stress that puts on you.
Yeah.
To walk that line.
Well, and to be absolutely fair, he's not aging well. I mean, he's not very old, and he's turning gray.
True, because he's not much older than I am.
Isn't he? It's
like
40s,
10 years?
40s?
Yeah, but not much. Like, it's not like he's in his 60s.
I do find it shocking how well Ron Paul aged.
That's what I mean, though. Like, his dad aged very
really
well. He is
not.
But it's also a different time period.
Yeah. Ron Paul can get away with certain things that Rand Paul probably can't.
Apparently, people want to see your neck.
My neck?
Yeah. Hey, do this. That was the dumbest thing you should have added. You should never. Don't listen to me.
My neck. Where are you going?
I will be right back. I ran out of water.
Oh, is that what was in there?
That's what's always in there.
Right.
Jeff Sessions was way more.
He's gone. What do you want me to say?
I want you to say what you actually think of him.
So what do you think he's going to do when he comes back, or if he comes back? How's it going to happen?
K Street.
Elaborate.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. K Street.
We have an audience. They might not know.
Elaborate on what K Street is, then.
Okay, I'm going to have to ask you to elaborate on what K Street is. I don't know what you mean by K Street. I will probably know when you start explaining, but I don't know what you mean by the word K Street.
Okay, K Street is a street in Washington, D.C.
Okay, I think I know where you're going with this.
That is almost entirely lobbyist owned.
Yeah, that's where.
If you want to know who controls Washington and who controls your country and who controls 90% of the politics in the United States, go look on K Street.
I mean, you don't actually have to go to K Street. You can just get online and look at the Federal Ethics Commission.
I just like the walk.
Is it ethics? I don't think it's ethics.
No,
Commission.
Federal Election Commission, FEC.
Just go look at financial filings.
I'm just saying, like, if you actually want to know,
they literally buy senators.
Oh, 100%, 100%.
And
you want a career? Go get elected in the federal office.
It's not a bribe; it's a campaign contribution.
Mm-hmm.
But when you retire, you get to keep that. Or at least you used to be able to.
You still can. Part of that irks the fuck. Okay, I said we were going to keep this short. We're at 48 minutes. So.
Were we supposed to be keeping it short?
I was going to try to. I hadn't eaten dinner yet.
Oh. Oh, we should probably quit then.
Lucas, give your socials. Social. Sorry,
yeah,
I forget you only have one.
I mean, I have a Snapchat. I just never use it.
Yeah, that's been griped about tonight, too.
Sorry. I'm trying to come back, trying to be active on there. Twitter's probably the easiest way to get a hold of me, or, tweet me, whatever. At the Lucas Cohen.
Spell your last name.
Cohen.
Okay. Because
I guess there are a lot of different ways.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways to spell Cohen. You can hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Periscope at Greg J. Engel.
You're running out of fingers to count on.
Dude, I am. Oh, and LinkedIn.
Gosh.
You see why I switch between screens all day?
I don't know how you get anything done.
I sold a car today. Nah. Anyway, follow us on social. Hey, follow the podcast. Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe on, or like or follow the Facebook page. It's at the Qualified Immunity Podcast. We will not be recording one tomorrow because we both have stuff to do, and we still actually have lives. Well, Lucas does, but I let's get real here. I don't. So he has things to go do. I don't know what her name is. Just don't answer that. Just invoke your right to remain silent. I don't know what her name is, but he will be back Thursday, and we will record at least. We'll do one live on Thursday, and we will do, if we can fit it in, we'll try and record two, so we can drop one Thursday and Friday, and then we will record Saturday and Sunday. So every day of the week, we will have you covered with content from us.
To be absolutely honest, she has 3 wheels.
Oh, okay. That makes a whole lot more sense.
Yeah. I thought you knew me better than that.
52 or 72? Never
No.
mind.
No.
Never mind.
You're off.
Anyway, guys, with that being said, follow us on social. Like, subscribe, listen to the podcast. Tell your friends about the podcast. It's on Apple, it's on Stitcher, it's on Spotify, it's on like 9 other things that I don't remember because I get 3 hours of sleep a day. With that being said, we love you. And I will end this the way I end every single podcast from my favorite quote from my favorite music festival that I believe society should live by. Live today, love tomorrow, and unite forever. Topahala, guys. Mara, you're full of shit. With that being said, bye.
Great way to end the night.